I have titled this message, The Powers You Have Not Used, not because I want to trivialize the message or I am making fun of any church or any man of God. I am not doing that. I have respect for everybody. Everybody has the right to run their ministry or do whatever they do online according to how they want to do it. This phrase fits perfectly into what I want to share. And if you watch this video to the very end, you will understand what I'm talking about. I am also not doing it to chase clouds. I'm not doing it so you can click on it. No, if you have been watching this channel from the get-go, you will know that I don't do such things. This phrase just works with the message. So listen to the very end and you understand why I have chosen this topic. I'm taking my text from 2 Kings chapter 4 from verse 1. A woman came to the prophet Elisha and said her husband, a prophet too, or a child of God, or one of the servants of the prophet, whatever, a steward of the prophet, passed, and the creditor have come to take her children. If you read the Bible to the verse 8, 9, you will know the details. The prophet asked her, what do you have that is of sale value? That is from Amplified Version. What do you have in your house? She says she has nothing, but just a small cruse of oil. And he told her, okay, go and take that one, borrow pots. She poured the oil multiplies, and told her, sell it, pay those you owe, and you and your children live on the rest. What do we pick majorly from the text? What I'm picking majorly for the text is that the woman has other powers she did not know about and she had not been using. Now, the first power, if you understand me very well, she was using was maybe she was a full-time housewife. So let us just, for explanation purposes, say the power she was relying on was the ability of her husband to provide. But now that the man has passed, she did not know that she has other powers because she has not checked, or she just look at what she has and she just felt, well, there's no other thing again. What am I trying to talk about? What I mean by the power you have not used, I'm talking of the graces of God upon your life. The graces of God upon your life. I'm talking of the treasures that are in your earthen vessel. I'm talking of operating with the installed capacity inside you. I'm talking of what you have that you have not looked at. You may be looking at just one aspect of your abilities, not realizing that you have 3, 4, 5 aspects of other aspects that you have not looked at. If you read 1 Samuel chapter 16 verse 18, the Bible tells us about David. I'm going to read. They read it. Then answered one of the servants and said, behold, I have seen the son of Jesse, the Bethlehemite, that is cunning in playing, a mighty valiant man, a man of war, prudent in matters, a comely person, and the Lord is with him. You see, these are like itemizing what I'm calling the powers that David is able to use. He can sing, he can fight, he's prudent in business, he can rule. He has many graces in him. These are the powers that he can use, and you can see that David at any stage of his life was using any of those powers according to situation. Look, you have multiplicity of talents for some people. Some people have 5 talents, the way the Bible put it. Some people 2, some people 1, some people 10. Whatever talents you have more powers than you are using right now. The office you are working in right now, there are some of your graces, your powers that you are using. There are other powers that you are not using that you have. The Yoruba songwriter said, "Mashiri talenti mayemole." That song says, don't bury your talent. The Lord will ask you what you used it for at the end of it. You see, there is no reason for anybody to be jealous of another person because everybody has something. The issue here is that a lot of us are only using the power we know. Maybe in school you went to give you a certificate and that is just in quote the power you know. It does not mean that you do not have other powers inside you. So what are we doing here is this. When do you know you need to deploy other powers that you have? Number 1, when things get tough, when life gets rough, and the power you are using now cannot handle what you are facing, then it's time to deploy another power. What am I trying to say? You are looking at life, and life is trying to tell you that things are going to get bad. But you know, normally they say when the going gets tough, the tough gets going. I say when the going gets tough, the tough should what? Deploy another power, because the way you are using now, life have gotten tough and it cannot handle what you are doing presently. So when the going gets tough, don't just get going, deploy another power so that you can get going. Number 2, when do you deploy another power? When your helper begin to insult and assault you, it's time for you to deploy another power. It's time for you to look into the treasure in your earthen vessel and bring out another grace. What am I talking about? Look, there are very few people who can be a helper to you and will not rub it in your nose. There are very few people who can be a helper to you and will not insult you. That will not insult you. Look, When somebody is helping you and it's not a very straight person or a good person, one day he will prove it to you that I'm the one helping you. So the day he begins to show you that, to look, I'm the one helping you, if I remove my help, you are finished, and it starts becoming a threat, you need to deploy another power. Another reason why you need to deploy another power is when what you are doing now is about to finish, or when what you are doing now is about to close down. I'll give you an example. Maybe people like our customer care agents, the way AI is going, you need to deploy another power. It's only in places like Nigeria, maybe some parts of Africa, we are still using petrol attendants. Most places in abroad, it's self-service. You see, so I remember that there was one time we used to have a company, phone company, Nitel, where you had men who go about with ladder to repair your lines when they have problems when we're using landline. Those guys who used to do that job now, their work finished. I'm sure most of them now are using another power to survive. So when what you are doing is about to expire, I can remember the story of Dwayne The Rock when he was let go by the Calgary Stampeders. It was from there he went into wrestling. From there, after wrestling for some time, he deployed another power and went into film acting. He's a top shot now in Hollywood. So you see, you need to deploy another power when what you are doing is about to finish. In Luke chapter 16 from verse 3, there was a story of a steward who was told, Luke 16 verse 3, by his own his guy that he's about to terminate his job. The guy said something, and I read the text quickly. He says, "What shall I do? For my Lord taketh away from me the stewardship. I cannot dig. To beg, I am ashamed. I am resolved to what to do when I am put out of the stewardship, that they may receive me into their houses." What did he do? He first checked the powers he has. Okay, one of the powers he knows he does not have is, I cannot beg. So I don't have the power to beg. I don't have Akobi. I don't know how to dig. So what do I know how to do? I may not have a certificate, but I have conificate. Don't look for dictionary for conificate. That means I have coni ability. So I'm going to deploy another power that I have, which is the coni power. And that was what he used to handle his business. I didn't say use coni. Please don't check dictionary for conificate. I've told them, don't go look for it. So God will help us in Jesus' name. So he checked, I can't beg, I cannot dig, but I'm smart, I am wise, some coni, so I will use my conificate. That was how he survived. I'm not subscribing to using coni to survive. So where am I trying to go? When things are happening around you, it's time to deploy another power, and that is what will help you. I received an information from the realm of the spirit. I had a formula: grace plus work is equal to value added. So whatever thing you do, apply what you have, grace will come down on it. You remember when the woman poured the oil, that was when grace came down and it started multiplying. Grace plus work will lead to value added. And when you have value, people will pay you money. That is when the power you have deployed now start to work. And one thing it is this: don't let Sapa hold you and you sit down there and you are complaining things are difficult, things are tough. Apply another power. Check inside. Bring that thing out. Work on it. Grace will come upon it. Value will come upon it. People will start giving you money. Look, listen to this. It is life duty to give you a platform. It is your duty to work and tend the garden. It is God's duty to bring grace down upon it, and it is men's duty to begin to give you value for the work you have done. So check inside you, bring another work out, let grace come upon it, life will give you the platform, and men will begin to pay you money. So stop complaining, just deploy another power. I will see you in the next video. Before you go, remember, profit is better than salary. Sure, you know. So when you work, you make profit. If you work, you make profit. Life, salary can give you life, but profit can give you wealth and fortune. So why don't you go for profit? I'm not against working for salary, but think about what I've said. Bye-bye.